what happened on social media, Steve, if you're ready to share that, because to dismiss him as an empty jersey, as Laura Bradburn did in response to what you quoted about Rodgers saying, you're never down to 10 men when he's around.
Right.
Ignores all the great work he does. And that is, wildly inaccurate to do that. But equally, to praise him as the best thing since sliced bread without acknowledging the frustrations that you have to endure with him is also, inaccurate. You have to take the rough with the smooth. Have you got that to share at this stage, Stephen?
I don't think I have that one. Give me 2 seconds. You talk amongst yourselves.
Well, people probably know what we're talking about. It's a tweet that Laura Bradburn put up. She's a contributor to Acsom. And
right.
She was basically saying, with him, you're not down to 10 men, you're down to 9, because she's not a believer. She doesn't get the Dyson Maida thing. And this caused massive furore in Twitter. There was a bit of a social media pile-on. People telling her she doesn't know what she's talking about and her opinions. They were dragging up her opinions from the past about Starfelt and some positive piece that she did on Rangers on a player called Negri, an Italian player. And
wasn't it like last week where she was saying Scales keeps getting picked because he's Irish or something?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
I don't get what's going on here. But then today she's like, oh, I'm quitting Acsom just because everyone's piling on me. And it's like, well, boo-hoo, man. I don't know. If you can't take the heat, don't bring gas into the kitchen. Her opinions are obviously kind of geared towards getting some kind of reaction from people, but they're way too harsh, man. And I think people are kind of reacting to it like they should. But I mean, pile-ons on social media are kind of ridiculous anyways. So, sure. I mean,
I think all the tweets have been deleted now. They're not available anymore. But I mean, I do agree that it was just a really, really bad take, and off the back of a few more bad takes. But I think it goes more deeply to a point about social media, and nobody likes to see a pile-on, and there's no pile-on like a Twitter pile-on. And I'm genuinely sorry to see that Laura's not going to be doing Acsom anymore. We like to have. It's good to have female contributors to Celtic content, and we don't have enough. So I'm sorry to see her not withdrawing from Acsom, even though I completely disagreed with what she said. And I do think an element of it was to try and generate a bit of controversy.
I wondered if she had a good singing voice. Maybe we could attract her to Celtic World.
Yeah, and don't get me wrong, I love Acsom. So don't get me wrong. And I like what she contributes to it. But yeah, I mean, I don't think you should let the trolls win in this situation. If everybody's having a pile on social media, just brush it off, man. I mean, it's going to happen.
Sure.
But
and the bigger point is, of course, her views are her views.
Yeah.
And she says she's not going to go on to Acsom again because of that they've been people are accusing Acsom of somehow sharing this opinion or whatever. Obviously, fan media is an opportunity for individuals to say their piece. We don't have a charter that we all sign up to, that we all have to say this about the manager or anything like that. Everyone's free to agree, disagree. Like we saw from Brian last week, he expressed his opinion. The other 3 people on the show immediately disagreed in the strongest possible terms. It's just people expressing opinions. Get over it.
I mean, I think with the whole keyboard warrior thing and everybody on social media, there's just this filter with computer that just makes people unable to disagree in any type of civil manner or act like themselves. I mean, it's just like these personae people take on. and generally it's very negative and just hyper vitriolic. And yeah, you know, but you shouldn't let them win. That's all I'm saying about this. She definitely shouldn't quit Acsom.
You're right, Dano. And a certain Celtic contributor was actually bullying us during the week for when we all predicted that Celtic would beat Feyenoord, if you remember correctly. So,
not bullying you, just pointing out the Keats that was spoken on that episode.
Oh, prognosticators of prognosticators. Thank you very much.
Come on.
Yes. I mean, I would just thank him.
That's the free marketplace of ideas. We're free to disagree. If I thought you were all talking absolute pish, I have to be allowed to say that, Stephen.
Yeah, you are allowed to say
and
that.
You did.
You did, yeah. And just the same way as I went to bed crying that night. But that's okay. Sure I don't mind that. Sure